At Gram Vaani, we believe that community media that is truly embedded in and owned by the community holds the key to positive social change. How do we do this? We begin at the grassroots. We work with communities at the bottom and middle of the economic pyramid in 8 states across India. We do this by using scalable and appropriate technology so that we can cater to audiences who are not literate or well versed with technology. Many of our users may be using this kind of technology for the first time, so we work with volunteers from these communities to spread the word about our services and train communities on using them. This contributes to organic adoption of the platform. Our volunteers also work with communities to create content that is relatable to them. They collect news and information and encourage the community members to articulate their views and information on topics close to their hearts, lives, and livelihoods. The strength of community media, however, goes beyond content and helps connect people with public and private stakeholders who provide services to them. Gram Vaani services are able to bring these community members, volunteers, and stakeholders on one platform. Doing so helps us create significant impact by holding different stakeholders accountable. We can help ensure that due entitlements are provided to people. Greater flow of information, diverse views, and solidarity also help create awareness and contribute to behavior change among people on social norms and equitable local practices. As such, our users view our community media networks not just as sources of information, but as facilitating actual change on the ground. And we have been growing and running these networks for almost 5 years now in a financially sustainable manner. Our users don't leave us. They've begun to see the platform as their own, one where they get relevant information that they can easily understand and act upon. This is something other media platforms don't give them. We have over 100,000 monthly unique users, and each day over 300 hyperlocal updates are posted by people for their communities. We have a 70% retention rate with people returning to our platforms regularly. And in 5 years, our volunteers have worked with community members to drive collective action in over 250 incidents ranging from insurance payments to corruption at the grassroots to distribution of food grains. Our partners too don't leave us. They see us not as a technology vendor but recognize our core competency, which is in understanding how to design and embed technology platforms in communities. We have worked with over 150 organizations in the span of almost 8 years on health, sanitation, financial inclusion, agriculture, livelihoods, welfare schemes, social accountability, and cultural expression. We have been driving change at the institutional level too, creating disruption in the social sector ecosystem. We have helped with the adoption of ICT platforms at scale by social enterprises and government departments in health, rural development, and rural livelihoods. Finally, with our foundation in technology and our experience in understanding the needs of communities, we continuously research on new ideas and we innovate. We are now exploring the adoption of digital payment services among our users. Another direction is frameworks for concurrent monitoring of projects using voices and feedback of the beneficiaries themselves. We also actively publish and present our research findings at academic conferences and in journals on ICTs for development. Our impact at multiple levels demonstrates how we are different from mass media. We do much more than what mass media does. We actually work on the ground with people to make sure that media is a tool to change their lives and not just for carrying information. Our deep community embedding makes us way more hyperlocal than any other media, and that too at a fraction of the cost. Our volunteers and community reporters work with us not for money, but because our work gives them the satisfaction of contributing to the benefit of their communities. Finally, this community embedding also helps us create relevant services that people actually need. We will therefore always remain different from mass media, both in our methods and in our goals. With all this supporting us, here is where we see ourselves headed in the next few years. Today, Our business is mostly funded through our social sector partners with whom we apply our models in innovative ways, in new settings, and on new themes. We're also looking at lateral business units for growth, like the facilitation of digital payments at the bottom and middle of the pyramid. Based on our experience, we suggest value chain based digitization, as we can see that current blanket approaches to digital payments are not working. We're also working to initiate a community funded model where users pay a small fee so they can take ownership of the media networks which work towards their empowerment and development. Where we're looking for investment is to drive growth via commercial advertising. This is a promising vertical given our unique positioning and the measurability we can provide in the population segments we work with. At Gram Vaani, we are confident of our potential to make a difference. We learn as we grow, we understand what we're doing and why we do it. And people trust us and value our hard work. Write to us at contact@gramvaani.org if you want to understand more about our work or if you want to be associated in some way.